Hello and welcome back to Armored Core. So, firstly I have, because it's very important this, I've changed the decals a bit since we've kind of betrayed Carla. I figured it probably wasn't right to have Rad on there, so I put some Liberation Front stuff on since we're now the Liberator of Rubicon and so on. I'm wondering if I should put the parts back how I found them, is what I'm now wondering. Because, yeah, we still have the big derp cannons on. Actually, no, it's not the big derp cannons. It's the big stun needle guns. Yeah, they're the big derp cannons. Yeah, we've got the stun guns. We can keep it on for now, but we'll see how it goes. Let's listen to the briefing.
The Xylem is beginning its descent. Now, we just need to destroy the ramjet engines. Let's put an end to this, Raven. We're going home. To Rubicon. The world you saved. We'll also need to prepare for re-entry. Be ready to escape once we're finished.
Right, well, let's see how this turns out.
Main system activating combat mode.
Raven, that's one of the ramjet engines. Please, destroy the target.
Da 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 da. That'll do it.
Starboard chamber is silent. The Xylem is falling from orbit.
God, that thing they've pulled apart at Planet. You know, it's massive. That. Hell of a sight.
Rubicon's safe.
No, it's not. Looks like there's going to be one final boss then. Who's left to fight us now?
621.
Oh.
Is that you? They 621. I have to dispose of you.
Walter! Not that easy. Picking up a coral response. Watch out!
Operations.
Oh, the big stun cannons were the right pick.
My friend's mission. Eliminate all obstacles.
Oh, he can still move apparently when he's stunned. Okay, the big stun cannons might not have been the thing.
Right. We're re-entering Rubicon atmosphere. There's no time. Hurry.
Something's alive. It doesn't die easy. You have to burn every last cinder. Burn the coral, and our job will be over.
Yeah, the Needlers might be a little bit overpowered. So had Arquebus like repurposed him or something? Or was he just like mad with the coral? Or I guess we'll find out.
The mission. My friend's wishes.
Or maybe he's just really annoyed with us for doing the plan a bit differently.
You, 621. You found a friend.
Carla said the same thing. Everyone seems to be impressed that I'm able to make friends. Especially, you know, friends with... I guess essentially she's a ghost,
Walter.
yet can somehow interact with machines.
No,
I'm guessing if I knew more about Armored Core and Coral, that I would understand what the hell she's meant to be. It's like, she's a ghost, but can also hack things.
Raven. One day, humanity and Coral will thrive together. You kept our potential safe. I know Walter feared a collapse. But I promise you, there's another way. Raven. We'll find it together.
Good ending, question mark? Maybe? Right. Well, I feel daft having put this as a separate episode now. I thought that were going to take a lot longer. I was honestly expecting like... Because it is usually the last missions are, you know, typically a bit longer. But no, that were quite short. But I guess we did get a few long missions prior to it, but... Yeah, still, very good game. Again, it seems to be a running theme with the FromSoftware games. They seem to have like an S-tier environment design team. And then the programmers in charge of like getting the graphical fidelity up there, you know, getting the... doing the lighting and making sure that the... What's it? Yeah, the guys that are in charge of like doing the lighting and making it have like 4K and all this stuff, you know. Basically, whoever's in charge of, you know, putting the actual oomph into the graphics, you know, they seem to be like B tier. I remember having the same sort of complaint about if you've ever played Darksiders, not Dark Souls, Darksiders with the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse and that. Genuine like S-tier design team who are coming up with like the environments and everything and the enemy design and stuff, but then you look at like the textures and it's like, yeah, it all looks like, you know, it's not great. It's good enough, but it's not great. So I will say that. And because the thing is as well as I played Demon Souls on I played the remake on PlayStation 5. I got it when it came out and released, just because there weren't that many games and I'd heard good things about it and the trailer was awesome. But yeah, seeing what these games can look like when you have those really just on point graphics, it's always felt like a bit of a missed opportunity. But that said, I do like again, I like the design of the mechs as well. I think the tank ones look derpy as hell though. Like, I'm never gonna think that a mech body on a tank chassis looks normal. It doesn't. It looks horrendous. It always will. I think tanks should always just have big derpy turrets, not like bodies that, like humanoid bodies that are holding guns attached to them. They look so weird with that. Gameplay wise though, has been absolutely brilliant, very fast paced, very fun, a nice change up from Dark Souls and Elden Ring and so on. Yeah, just nicely mixing up from the previous games, a lot more fast paced. That I was half expecting like Dark Souls but mechs right up until a few months before launch with this, and I saw a bit of gameplay and it's like, oh, this is different actually. I still went and got it, but you know, nice to see that it's still good. Definitely a lot shorter than the previous titles. You know, it didn't take me, you know, several weeks to finish it. You know, I haven't been, you know, I'm not still here after a few hundred hours. I'm guessing, I'm trying to think now how many episodes this will be. I stopped counting around 12 in. So I've been playing for a few more days then, so 20 odd. And they're like 30 to 40 minutes each usually. So yeah, but decent length to it, which I'll be honest, I do appreciate these days. I prefer a game to be really good, but you know, sort of medium length good game is preferable to a really long game that's spread itself too thin. I think honestly it's why I've gone off a lot of Ubisoft games as of late. I'm actually hoping the next Ubisoft game, I think they're making a Star Wars open world game soon about some smuggler lass, and very much hoping that they've learned from the mistakes there and don't just create this unending open world sandbox where there's nothing but sand in the box. You know. But yeah, it's been quite good this. One thing I will say, going back to like the looks of things, particle effects are absolutely amazing, and I'm very happy with the weapon variety. But I will say I'm surprised there's not more shoulder weapons. A lot of the shoulder weapons are just, it's this missile launcher, you know. We've got, you know, 20 different flavours of missile launchers. You can have it shoot a box of missiles, just shoot loads of missiles that vertically fly over to them, or a big missile that splits into lots of little missiles, or missiles that come in from different directions so it's harder to dodge, or a missile that drops other missiles along the way that explode in a big chain explosion of missiles, or, you know, there's like a million different missiles, and I'm kind of sat there going, you know what would be really nice? Like a shoulder-mounted Gatling gun. There's laser rifles that you can have shoulder mounted, and there's those needle guns I've got. There's like some cannons as well, but I was kind of thinking, you know, a shoulder mounted machine gun wouldn't go amiss here. I could go for a shoulder mounted minigun, you know. But it is what it is. That said though, like I say, it's definitely been good. The story-wise, interesting, but they've never been that big on story. Not just FromSoftware games, but games in general. The story's always kind of it's kind of second fiddle to gameplay, and it's kind of, I'd say the same here. The story is practically non-existent until you get to like halfway through chapter 3 or whatever, you know. Until you figure out who Aerie is and who Carla and Walter, yeah, until you figure out who they are, it's like, okay, the story's starting to piece itself together now. You know, the puzzle, you know, the puzzles are forming a the puzzle pieces are forming a picture. But until then, I'd honestly say it's not really that much of a story. It kind of comes together in the end, but as far as though the spectacle of it and just the explosions and giant mechs and stuff, very fun. But yeah, I look forward to whatever they bring out next. And I'm definitely, because I got the bigger version of it, because I wanted the soundtrack, because I heard the trailer music and I'm like, I want to listen to that. So I'm probably going to get that on a playlist and listen to that a bit next. Coming up on the channel, since credits are just about finished rolling now, coming up on the channel we've got some, there should be some Starfield soon enough. In fact, I'm saying soon enough, at the time of recording this. Oh, after credits moment.
You took on my hopes, my selfish dream. Now I want to see the future that you choose. Whatever waits ahead, I'll support you.
Right. So I'm saying there'll be Starfield soon, but at the time of recording this, I'm about to start playing Starfield. It's literally, I think if you've pre-ordered it, it comes out in a few hours from this point here. So I'll be on that in the morning. But in terms of how many of these I've recorded, it will have probably been several weeks ago by the time you're watching this. I sometimes forget that when I'm building up like a big backlog of stuff. But yeah, right. All mind. Here we go.
RB23. Call sign Raven. Authentication complete. Removing MIA status. Restoring access privileges. This is All Mind, the mercenary support system. Raven, you've returned. Welcome back. All Mind anticipates great things from you.
Looks like you passed the authentication.
Oh.
That was quite the welcome home. Well, whatever. Raven, that's who you are now. You're on Rubicon. I've picked up some work for you already. Take a look, 621.
Right. Anyway, yeah. There we go. And what's this like then? Ah, so it's not much worse than what we've got, but it's a bit lighter and less EN load. It also looks really cool. It does have that aspect to it. And then there's this core. Oh, it's got a spoiler. That's something. There's a spoiler in the back there. Slightly worse defense. Significantly lighter. Significantly better EN load. So that's probably really good if I want to try and put massive weapons on this. But don't quite have the load capacity for it. I'm wanting to go for something a bit more mid-range. I'll say that as well. One thing I have noticed, I do wish there were a bit more part variety. Because the amount of bipedal legs, even in the shop, I can go here. And just, yeah, the amount of bipedal legs, there's a fair few reverse joint ones. But there's 3 tanks and 2 tetrapods in the entire game. We're kind of expecting a bit more, I will say. So certain parts for your vehicle, I wish there were more variety. I'll say that much. But yeah, overall been great. Yeah. I say next on the channel. The next thing I'll be recording, it'll have been on the channel a fair bit by then. Well, by the time this has come out. But yeah, it's going to be Starfield. There should be more Don't Starve. If not out already on the channel, then out soon. Other than that, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a nice bit of a diversion while I've been waiting for Starfield and such. Nice blast of a mech game. I've not played many mech games over the years. I've still got Mech Warriors 5, I think it is, somewhere in my Steam library waiting for me to have a go. I got it in a sale. I've played a bit of the BattleTech. There's like a top-down one that's like XCOM where you manage a little mercenary group. I've played a bit of that and that were quite fun, but yeah, the one where you actually pilot one on Mech Warriors 5, yet to try it out, but this might get me to go on that once I've got some time. Though I will say that one I really do like the customization on that. I mean, this has got honestly a very good in-depth customization, but yeah, I really like that one because it's like, you know, you could by all means bristle your mech with guns and cannons and things, but you've also got to consider, you know, your engine and your heat sinks and ammo capacity and stuff, and get all that mounted in your mech. And I will say, I think half of the whole fun of mech games is just tinkering with the mech. I think it's more about that than anything else. I'm very much looking forward to what's it coming out soon. Well, I say soon. I know it's sometime in the next year. Pacific Drive, where it's basically you have to tinker with a car while chasing after like ghosts or something in some kind of like dystopian post-apocalyptic future. So looking forward to that. Anyway, right, I've probably blabbed on long enough. It's probably taken up half the episode. Thank you very much for watching, if you have managed to get this far. But I will see you in future videos on the channel. I'll see you then.